Ladies and gentlemen, the Viper Randy Orton, the Legend Killer, is back after showing his true colors on Friday Night SmackDown when he brutally attacked Cody Rhodes during their contract signing for their WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. And it was refreshing to see because they've been trying to tell us for the past 5 years that Randy Orton is the same Randy Orton, that he is in the greatest shape of his life. He's still the same old Randy Orton. Nothing has changed about him. He's still a top wrestler. He's still a top guy in the company. Yet for the last 5 years, he hasn't really won anything to really show that he is the same Randy Orton. And they continue to promote him like he is, but he hasn't won anything up until this point, where he's now going to face Cody Rhodes for the championship at WrestleMania after winning the Elimination Chamber. But before that, he hadn't really won too much. Now, they've put him in these kinds of situations where he's been in contention for the title, where he's been getting close to the world title, but not close enough to win it. And it just didn't make sense that they were saying Randy Orton is the same Randy Orton. He's still the same guy. But he didn't really do anything that showed that he's the same guy, because this is the guy that is supposed to hear voices in his head. He's supposed to be the Legend Killer. He's supposed to be the Viper, and we haven't really seen that killer instinct come out of Randy Orton for a while, and it just doesn't make sense why he wasn't already in this position in the last few years. Why is he just now coming back to the world title? Why is he just now doing whatever it takes to win that title when they've been telling us that's who he is and that's who he's always been? Well, how come he hasn't been doing that in the last couple of years? So it was good to see him finally show his true colors and show who Randy Orton truly is, and that is a killer. Instead of running around with dorks like Matt Riddle, he can be doing things like this, where he's going for that world title, and he will do whatever it takes to win that world title. So on Friday Night SmackDown, they came out, they had their contract signing, which of course for those, they never go right. But they come out there, Cody signs the contract, and Randy stands up, kind of contemplating, kind of thinking about it. Then he starts talking and says that this was supposed to be easy, that Drew McIntyre was supposed to be the champion, and Drew was supposed to face Randy, and Randy was supposed to easily go against him because Drew McIntyre is a guy that everyone hates, and he's easy to motivate yourself to beat. And he was saying that this was supposed to be easy. Drew was supposed to be in this spot, and it was supposed to be an easy way to motivate himself to go for the title, to win the title. But now Cody Rhodes is the champion after beating Drew the previous week for the WWE Championship. And now it makes things a little bit more complicated for Randy Orton, as Cody Rhodes is Randy Orton's friend. But again, the Randy Orton that we know is a man that will do whatever it takes to get ahead. He will do whatever it takes to get what he wants, even if it takes crossing his friends and his allies. That's just who he is. It makes things a little bit more complicated for Randy Orton, but only if Randy Orton is this guy who's everyone's buddy, tag teaming with Jelly Roll, tag teaming with Matt Riddle, people like that. I mean, that's not Randy Orton. Randy Orton is not this buddy guy who just loves everybody and he's just friends with everybody. That's not Randy Orton. So it is complicated for Randy Orton, but at the same time, it's really not. But after saying that it's complicated and it was supposed to be Drew, of course, Cody cuts him off, starts telling him that everyone knows when that bell rings that Randy Orton is Randy Orton and he'll do whatever it takes to win. And Cody knows that. We all know that. The fans know it. Everyone knows it. And there's no reason for it to be complicated. And Cody was basically saying that he wants the best of Randy Orton. When he faces Randy Orton at WrestleMania, he wants to face him at his best. He doesn't want a watered down version of Randy Orton. He wants the Viper. He wants the Legend Killer. And then Cody tells him no matter what happens, he will always love Randy Orton. And then that's when Randy Orton goes for a hug, and then he slams Cody's head against the table, kicks him between the legs, and then he throws him out of the ring where he brutally attacks him, busts his head open with the steel steps. He punches him. He makes the bleeding worse, and then he wedges Cody's head right there on those steps, and then he kind of walks away, and, where's he going? What's he going to do? And then what does he do? He runs back over there with a steel chair, and he smashes the steps. He smashes Cody's head, and then he just stands there. He takes that chair. He takes it into the ring. He sets it down. He grabs the world title. He stands there, sits in the chair, puts the world title over his lap. Then he puts it around his waist, and he just sits there. As everyone's attending to Cody Rhodes, he's just sitting there in the chair with the world title as SmackDown goes off the air. And that right there is the Randy Orton that we know. And that's who Randy Orton is. He is a killer.